G'day friends and fans, welcome to Tabletop News. I'm your host, the author, David Applegate, author of the books of The Boyhood Arcade, Power Games, and Into the Elves Mound. Before we begin, I'd like to thank the patrons and other supporters who help make this channel possible and invite you to join them through my link tree or my links through in the link tree, description below, or you can use my QR code to access all my links in the link tree. Please and thank you. Could you take a moment to share the video out and let people know we're here to beat the algorithms, of course. Always them damn algorithms, right? But that's the way it goes. We want to grow the channel, just get more eyeballs. And here we go. Sharing out the video, sharing out the link on X. People know we're live. Just believe it or not, there's actually I actually get a lot of viewers on X. So, and of course, the thing about the X broadcast is that it actually doesn't have the links in the script. It doesn't have a description. It doesn't have the links. So, yeah, for people viewing on X, use the QR code on the screen, or after the video, go to my profile. Right. Now that that's out of the way, we can look at, of course, my favorite site, the Bundle of Holding. There we go. First, we have teeth. Teeth is open wide, come inside, and say, ah. Now, of course, this is a new bundle, and Teeth is a fantasy horror tabletop RPG of occult, crime, and monster hunting in the cursed 18th century England. Of course, it's not the first time we've had a horror RPG, and it pretty much seems to be Victorian England. Victorian England is a perfect setting for horror, I think. Particularly fitting now that we've had the reveal that the bloodstained scarf, wasn't it? Yeah, the bloodstained scarf from one of the Ripper victims. They're pretty much certain that that bloodstain came from Jack, and that Jack has been identified. So, seems to be very fitting. Also coming to Halloween. Although in a lot of countries, Halloween comes and goes as a meaningless distraction. But once upon a time, All Hallows Eve was a Christian festival followed by, Halloween precedes All Saints' Day. Now, moving on, this is a blend of Blackadder, The Witcher, and Grotesque tragicomic. It adapts the Forge of the Dark rules from monster hunting. And of course, it's sort of like I wouldn't say discount Cthulhu, but it's definitely worth checking out. Now, you're supposedly a hunter, but however, who's hunting whom, shall we say? Now, the thing I like also about this is $20.95. Now, to me, 20 US or under is a good price, though I do think a lot of RPGs are overpriced when they get above 20, but I get it. There's a lot of artwork. A lot of the appeal for RPGs is its artwork. Let's be serious. I should do better. I accept that. I'm trying to do better. Improvements cost money, which I don't have. So hopefully, as the more patrons I get, I will be able to invest more into art. And really, I have some good ideas for monsters. And of course, I'll be adapting monsters from many sources. Perhaps a conversation for another day. Let's continue. But $7.95, anything under $10 is an absolute bargain. But of course, I always recommend leveling up. And this time, the leveling up price is actually coming in under $20, $15.97. So that's a double bargain as far as I'm concerned. I know a lot of people are absolutely into, I only play Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, to me, most people are tourists in the RPG world. I grew up with RPGs. I grew up from the release of the basic set in 79. Now, I know there were releases before then, but I actually started with the basic set when it came out. The little red book with the Keep on the Borderlands. And the set came with those little orange dice, which I really miss. I reckon they were the most balanced, they were the best dice out there ever. Casino should have hired these guys to make their dice. I'm telling you, they're good, smooth rolling, not a lot of bounce. Very nice dice. Now, teeth. The basic set is a 422 page rule book. Retail is a bit, but it's set for 3 to 6 people in the moors of northern England, blighted by catastrophes. You play as hunters. You're supposed to be trained killers. And of course, you're trackers, academics, and you're being hired to take care of the monstrous things. However, who's hunting who? Now, of course, you have a secret task. One is redemption, vengeance, sedition, or occult power. Must complete it before winter turns to spring or be trapped forever. So there's hardships, slaying, monstrous corruptions, devilish intrigue, fancy balls, cursed pies, and maybe you get to keep your wig on. Nice little reference back to old Victorian England with the wigs. The toffs. There were a class of people who used to wear wigs. They actually became known as the Whigs. And they became a political movement. But moving on, leveling up, as I recommend you do, you get more teeth. These are expansions to add. You get the Horrid Inventory, Cursed Inventor, Mandeville's Ingenious Mind, List of Contraptions, and Esoterica. You also have Milk of the Hogwoman, characters, locations, and creatures. Hyperdimensional Jailbreak, a scenario where you can slot into a campaign that takes the hunters on a trip beyond the Vale to a prison overtaken by mutant inmates. Dawn of the Hoglord is a new campaign within the world of Teeth. You became hogmen to free the Vale from human menace. Stranger and Stranger is a quick start scenario. And The Blood Cotillion, a ballroom intrigue and occult savagery, Another, it's a high society ball, of course, by the name if you couldn't tell. You have to root out the occult evils and survive. And oh, ever so polite society. As if you couldn't tell, virtue signaling is not new. Politeness in the face of adversary in a certain way of speaking was the virtue signaling of Victorian England. So don't think virtue signaling is a modern invention. Nor is forming classes, which is thousands of years old. But in fact, if you look into some societies, Chinese, Indian, and many others, those caste systems were literally cast into their religions, or cast into stone, as they used to call it, because they literally carved their laws into stone. Next, we have Unknown Armies, 3rd edition. Time's running out. Only a few days left on this. Postmodern occult intrigue and furious action. Another one with a nice little starter set at $7.95. This is the 3rd edition of the acclaimed tabletop role-playing game about broken people risking everything to change the world. Reality is shaped by a group of 333 people so dedicated to certain attributes they become archetypes of the invisible clergy, locked in internal struggle for power. You are pawns in this game. Hoping to join the ranks of the clergy itself, you struggle against the new Inquisition, the sect of the Naked Goddess, and your own deteriorating sanity. You have vampires, godwalkers, and fellow practitioners of magic to deal with, as well as you're up against unrelenting opposition. A game of true horror and furious action, where for $7.95 you get the five titles in the basic collection with a total retail value of $35. Level up, beat the threshold price of $21.91. Yeah, which was tweaked a little bit. There you go. Get all 12 titles worth edition 64. Try helping the Red Cross. Now, pay the minimum price and get 3rd edition First Play. Maria in 3 parts as the introductory scenario where you're out to fix the world. What are you going to risk, sacrifice, or how obsessed are you with completing the challenges against a never-ending threat? This is a book for players. It has the rules for resolving actions, central game mechanics, the magics of adepts and avatars, and ways to avoid fights, although you're going to be dragged into one at some point. And it has a soundtrack. Yeah, a game with its own soundtrack. However, if you really want to play or level up and get the entire collection, books 2 to 5, you have Run. This is the Game Master Edition. Gives you all the rules to guide players into the darkness and the light that shows them the way out. Create creatures and antagonists. Draw on the rich and disturbing familiar world of the occult underground. Prepare situations to disturb and entertain. Kick the characters while they're down, then cheer when they get back up. Kick, kick, kick. You still alive? Just kick him again to make sure. All right. Reveal. This is the book with the weird. It's about revealing the horror truth that we don't want to see. Basically, the implication is you live in a tunnel of bubbles, and you ignore the uncanny mysteries, the unrepentant horrors, and the unnatural pleasures. What you do with the revelations is up to you. Of course, if you're really into horror, I recommend Teeth and the Unknown Armies, and it's up to you to choose between the two. But if you're really into Cthulhu, there's plenty of Cthulhu material coming. New rules, new ideas, new insights into the world, and expose film and literature that shows you what fits into this to this realm. Mine, book 5, is a collection of miscellaneous material, old and new, magic schools, archetypes, other spaces, antagonists, and potential allies, rituals, artifacts, and the cult of the cruel ones. Bring Me Saint Germain is you have a scenario. You have factions after the head of Saint Germain. Comte de Saint Germain, one of the most important figures in the Invisible Clergy. His head's been scrambled. His memories are now stuck in a bust in a museum in Quebec, and it's up to you to rescue them. However, there's going to be secrets revealed and fights as different factions want to lay their hands on the head. And you have campaign kits, 7 campaigns. Roller derby, a team of roller derby champs believe, rightly or wrongly, that reptoids have infiltrated the corridors of power. They seek to know the truth, root out the reptoid medicine, smash their opposition in roller derby matches. Heron Highway. Members and allies of a recovery group in Massachusetts learn about the occult connection between events in their town and the lives and deaths of those who live in it. Comic ties and fifth wheels. Black sheep of large extended family in rural Wisconsin are being brought together for a family reunion at the behest of the matriarch Maple Adams. Discover old secrets and occult mysteries at the light at the heart of everything's generations. Lot of people might say a family meeting. Well, that's not suspicious. Oh wait, yes it is. I don't exactly remember a horror movie where there is actually, you sit down to the Thanksgiving feast, and good old Ma Adams, she has some dark secrets. But I'm pretty sure there's something out there. I mean, Night Shift, Raiders of the Lost Mask, the Night Shift employees at a discount bulk superstore. For a lot of people who remember the 70s, they actually put a lot of mom and pop shops out of business. And now that they themselves are going out of business, as they're getting replaced by just basically general superstores, they're getting replaced by direct delivery, and even Amazon itself is getting replaced by direct delivery from manufacturers. How I remember in Shadowrun, you get the Stuffer Shack. Any remember Shadowrun and the Stuffer Shack? I really thought that 7-Eleven would would last. It's amazing, but Night Shift. Yes, anybody who's worked a night shift would know that the stores are creepy at night. The creaks, the dangerous occult artifacts, and of course, what is the true natures of the superstore. Sacred Pharma. Definitely the American healthcare system. Big Pharma has refused to help people, and some determined individuals are going to fight back, performing strange magic and solve their problems. Now, how that goes about, I suppose, you find out. But violence inherent in the system is a bit more upfront. Your disenchanted youth believe in an abstract yet real force that embodies systemic oppression and violence. Very modern audience. But of course, the whole point of a horror game is basically take some real life scenarios and turn them into real life events. I mean, it's all fun and games. But if you're an esoteric individual, you do actually believe in an embodiment, that concepts have a spiritual embodiment. Yes, that shift reality, and violence inherent in the system takes that to a cosmic level. Young practicals, well, you're all guilty of something, but you're aspiring to become part of the inner circles. However, to avoid a fate worse than death, you must confront your past and fight for the future. It's a little bit of a popular set by the looks of it. Unknown armies. Got quite the build-up. I, of course, have purchased this set. Moving on, we have Weird Frontiers. Now, I'm a fan of the Wild Wild West, and this is Cthulhu adjacent. Weird West. Tabletop RPG. And it's actually quite a double whammy. You're getting nearly 1,000 pages core book for $5.95 with the trail map and the judge's screen. Now, this is Cthulhu adjacent. It is the Weird West still. It's based on the Dungeon Crawl Classics RPG from Goodman Games. Your cultist was brought on by the 7 days. Sorry. In an alternate 1865, cultists of Narrathoratop bring about the 7 days of night to awaken the elder gods. Now, heroes with extraordinary abilities stand against the ever-growing tide of evil in a wounded country still recovering from the bloodiest war in American history. Can you turn the tide and take the fight to the night? $5.95, you can become part of the Ragtag group. The RM3 books. It's massive. Everything you need to play, but level up. $17.99, such a bargain. Get the entire set. Get the 5 full-length modules. So, Weird Frontiers core book includes the trail map. As I said, you play as a posse of Texas Rangers led by Monday Note Templar. Yeah. You cut down bad guys. Except it's Cthulhu and cultists. And you've got different classes, lots of magic, 120 pages of beasts from the Dungeon Crawl compatible and the Mythos creatures, and a couple of ready-to-run adventures. All right. And, of course, you've got the judge's screen with all the charts and tables you need. Now, the bonus collection gives you 5 modules. Never swallow the worm. The posse rides hard on a dusty trail to put down a gang of roughnecks dead on conjuring elder deviltry. But best laid plans go off the rails, and the real deviltry is riding towards abodes, thirsty for hooch, and a curse that might spell the beginning of the end. Next, not so fast, Billy Ray. Another starter adventure. Everybody knows Billy Ray. Now he's missing. And a powerful magic disruption is drawing arcane researchers to the sleepy town of Nebraska. Perhaps you're a friend of the simple man, or he owes you money, or maybe you're a magic sensitive drawn to the area. Whatever the reason, Oglala calls, and you've come to answer. Dig 3 graves. You're pitted against impossible odds and a secret society ripped from actual history. To triumph, you must Rely on more than your fast draw or lucky incantations. When the hoof beats thunder and the skies darken, time to sort the quick from the dead. The Malevolent Seven. A nightmare foretells their deaths. The PC race to reduce the power of the Malevolent Seven, questioning locals, confronting ancient mysteries, even beseeching near-forgotten gods. Prepare for one hell of a showdown. Nest of Snakes. The debased family of French aristocracy dwells in a dilapidated manor in the Vietnam swamps. Oh, wait a minute. This isn't... this isn't... Apocalypse Now. This is the Nest of Snakes. They're in Louisiana. The family's depraved occult practices and their long isolation has transformed them into deadly opponents. The family estate harbors both terrors and treasures for the party that could survive the serpent's nest. Another one, well, 5 days ago. Griselda's Guide, 5th edition. Yes, ghostly sourcebook for 5th edition role-playing. The Zelda's Guide, one price, $14.95, get you the entire collection. Brings the paranormal to your RPG with haunt spirits, seances, and the undead monsters in this ghost hunting guide to ghost hunting sourcebook and its supplements from Scoundrel Game Labs. Level up. No, sorry, just one price. Buy the collection, $14.95. Bargain, of course. Griselda's Guide to Ghost Hunting includes battle maps, 12 new subclasses, 20 plus illustrations of monsters and NPCs, ghost hunting guilds, DM tips, mechanics for seances, mediums, and haunts, and new magic items, sidekicks, feats, spells, and more. Successful 2022 Kickstarter campaign. Cursed Curiosities, compendium of 15 ghost-themed adventures for 5th edition. Everything you need to make Cursed Curiosities, the haunted curio shop itself, a location in your game. Complete with ghost-themed adventures, of course. And further expand 20 more encounters. Ghostly pickpockets, counter spirits, dangerous poltergeists, mind collapses, and more. Lost journals, further explanation of the supernatural, including new subclasses, orders, magic items, and new monsters. Embrace the supernatural today for one price. Next, we have The Fate of Cthulhu, another action horror tabletop role-playing game from Evil Hat. One price, $14.95, gets you The Fate of Cthulhu core book and 9 timelines. That's right, timelines. The stars are right. The old great one reaches out from the future into the present, corrupting our timeline, that such events and individuals work for the inevitable rise of, that's right, the great old ones. A smaller battle resistance effort is mounted by time travelers and present-day heroes who stand in the way. You're one of these travelers from a dark future, and with your crucial allies from the present, you'll work together to save the human race from the looming apocalypse, armed with foreknowledge of Judgment Day. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun. 9 alternative timelines. You have the Assyrian conspiracy, the traded elder god for a mysterious alien invasion, where first contact occurred in 1932. Rise of Azeroth, the universe and everything in it is nothing but a momentary dream of Azeroth, the sleeping god. The great old ones, aware of this, status as fragments in the dream of the alien god take measures to ensure their continued existence by keeping, as an off asleep, get ready to face the source of all. Rise of the Basilisk. A basilisk is dangerous to the beholder. And this is godtic, and it sublimes its beholder entirely in a way of thinking of worldview, a community of minds so aligned and so connected as become a single Gestalt force. The basilisk will consume everything, prepare to slow the ideas spread and give the resistance better tools to fight indoctrination. Close the public schools. Rise of Hester. Cassandra, the blue flame of the Hades, battles for the unspeakable one in an effort to save the planet from Hester's all-consuming mantle of darkness. Dum, dum, dum. But the world is shattered and swallowed, beat back by the outer waters, and save the world from the aliens of the Black Star. Rise of the Quiet. You must prevent a looming, self-inflicted apocalypse that wipes out most of humanity in a misguided attempt to achieve world peace. Whatever the Quiet is, turns its victims into selfless, courageous, deeply compassionate heroes until November 2030. And then everybody starts dying. Rise of Tesco. That's right. I'm trying not to say these names right, just in case, you know, there's Cthulhu. Humanity has become cattle, and there's nowhere to hide. The shepherds are merciless. Empires feasting aggressively on those who resist and carrying others into submission. Travel into the past and stop the events that led to the fall of humanity from unfolding. But beware, the frog god is devious, and you could be feeding the eldritch knowledge into the past that is the exact thing that he needs to accelerate the fall of humanity and his arrival. Rise of the Yig. Yig's the father of serpents, and he's awake. Secret organizations as the center of defense against the elder threats from the UN and other unions have contingency plans, yet Yig is not on the list because he was considered only a lesser threat. Oh no. I'm afraid you are mistaken. Because along comes Yog-Sothoth. Face the Eeyore effect, a hope-killing plague spawned by the god that lives outside time and space. Fortunately, the occult and historical realm hero teams are here in 2050 have developed time travel rituals and sent back many teams like yours. Hey, anybody else? What happened to the teams before me? No? Okay. What happened to nip the apocalypses? Plural in the bud. The nature and cause of the effects is so obscure. How many times has it happened? Yeah, just how many teams have you sent back? But evidence suggests that the teams have already prevented apocalypses by Cthulhu, Dagon, Hester, Nilo, Hester, a big robot, a king in yellow. There's a slight possibility that you could end the Eldritch Horror. Maybe. Oh, but then comes the zombie apocalypse. In a sterile office building, a secret society of privileged technocrats, Harvard, are planning the end of the world via PowerPoint. Oh, Microsoft. Sorry, not Harvard. Microsoft. And in their proposed future, they unleash a plague of hungry dead onto the unprepared world. As a member of the Crocodile Club, you fight the cruel imperialists of Bill Gates. I mean, the mentioned civil Christus as they travel the world hunting folklore, monsters, and stealing magic traditions to empower their magic servants, laborers, and experiments. To what lengths will you avert a shambling future? Make Cthulhu sleep again, eh? Next up, we have the Battlefront VALKYRIE starter set. A rising star in the role-playing scene, Battlefront Valkyrie, 50% off, limited time, 3D printable starship combat game from Fat Dragon Games. Today's a good day to die for the enemy. You have detailed ships, asteroids, counters, templates, full color rulebook, assembly manual, ship cards, drones and mines. For those who are into 3D printing will know what that means. And of course, there's a bunch of accessories as well. Next, we have Moongate Expedition, Sands of Fate, explosive 5th edition tabletop role-playing with Demolitionist class, playable reptilians, 80 color maps can be yours. Use the code NEWMOON at the Moongate shop. Links in the description below. And you have discount on all your purchases. Limited time. Next we have Fable in the Tables, a newbie to the Wild Frontier home brew publication, one corner of the greedy Google Press, thriller of overexcited English teachers. Wow. And there's actually a Kickstarter campaign. Unsinkable, a D&D adventure. Already 110 backers with 20 days to go. Get yourself a Titanic adventure today, 5th edition rules. With deck maps and add-ons. That's almost it. Sorry. Pressed the wrong button. Again, I one should make a mistake. I meant to switch and I pressed the wrong one. So, Future Fantasy, a science fiction setting for D6 tabletops by myself. Growing membership. Join the membership today. You can join for free, but recruits get access to the role-playing material. Squires get access to the artworks and maps. Knights get access to gridded maps. And there's soon more material to come. Hopefully next month. Hopefully soon. Got more artwork, more monsters, more stuff to come. And of course, I also have a writing Patreon. So thank you for watching. Please support the channel. Now you can make a donation through Ko-Fi, but I have 2 patrons. One for my writing, based on and an RPG, and Future Fantasy is based on my writing. All the links in the description below, or in the link tree on my profile, QR code on the screen, or look in the description below or on my profile. Please and thank you. I appreciate your time and your support. Bye for now.